Hello again, and welcome to European Super Touring Car action. This will be races 5 and 6, otherwise known as round 3, at Maggiore's West layout. And this is going to be exciting because this is the first time we're going to have both championships at the same venue. We'll bring you the world feed footage next time by, but for the time being, we're going to focus on both of the European rounds. But before we go ahead, got some updating to do. We've been to Dragon Trail Gardens, and leading the championship after those races, Marco Kubica with his first win, 69 points total. Then we've got Tony Grandhomme in the Audi, second on 58, 11 points behind. It means that with that in mind, and Maro Heidfeld on 41 points, that puts BMW top of the manufacturer standings with the same respective Audi input from Grandhomme and McNish, totaling 98 points, only 12 points behind on manufacturer input. But as you saw with the Lloyds Racing Fords doing very well at Dragon Trail in Croatia, they are leading the independents with more points than Peugeot's manufacturer input. Read into that what you will. And the solitary HPI Scirocco of Anthony Ingram, not only doing well in privateer form, but also privateer championship as well. Only 6 points behind the two Lloyds boys. This is Adrian Michael Rees, alongside Christian Shepherd. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
And patrolling the box and the pit lane is Christian Shepherd. Michael Swinnerton, I'm not awake. Swinny, forgive me.
And yet you're the ones with air conditioning in that booth.
I think that's what it is. It's the fumes, boy. But anyway, we still got issue with the touchscreen, so we'll leave that be for the time being as we let the cars go. Sean Morris on pole, away. Bianchi in second, spread wide with the Peugeot getting up to third. Down the inside of Grandhomme there, but bailing out at the last minute as they swarm through the complex of turns leading on to this, the fastest straight in the championship. The straights are available, but they lead to the world famous waterfall at the other end of this straight. So there'll be side by side aplenty. On board, Grandhomme. Here comes the waterfall, as you can see. Not necessarily a waterfall, but look at the camber. And nice and wide somehow from Grandhomme. I was expecting to be a bit more closer than that, but the back of the pack obviously having their battles. The port paddock and search up to the rabbit ears. There's the two Hyundais.
It looks pretty good in Dragon Trail as well, especially into the second, which got the second race of the day. So I'd like to see how they perform over the coursing period. Didn't qualify well again though, of course. As down the inside goes Heidfeld from 19th all the way now up to 13th currently.
Yeah, bad qualifying session for Heidfeld. Should be better, could be better, and obviously making up for it with a very good start from the back of the pack. Whilst Morris and Grandhomme are first and second. Grandhomme ahead of Bianchi, and there's the Peugeot down to fourth. There's the championship leader Kubica down the inside of Nilsson in the other Scirocco, sorry. Golf is in the Worlds, of course. We'll see them later. Rory McNish 7th. And the Lloyds Ford qualified 5th. Bit of a slip back to 8th, but no matter. Still leading the privateers, but there's the other one. Erstwhile Swin Tech driver in the World Championship. He's performing double duty. He's going to be busy.
Oh, that might be a double placing there.
What a battle.
He's forced them again wide. That's fantastic move from Tassi.
That's what the waterfall's all about. We'd like to see that. And look at that train. It's still going on as it heads up to the rabbit ears.
That's a sight for sore eyes. A Peugeot actually attacking a BMW for once.
Makes a change.
And getting through. Heidfeld down to 15th now.
And that's the privateer Peugeot as well. Heidfeld slipped back.
It's gone up the side of Luizzi, I think, as well.
There's the privateer IKEA BMW of Vettel.
on up to 13th. You're right, Vettel now. He started at the back. Is now up to 16th.
The Europe car Civics. The only Hondas in the field. Expecting them to do better, especially with Super 2 driver Radicic still struggling in that car. Grondom now ahead of, well, yeah, Grondom's gone ahead of Morris there. We must have missed that at the end of the last lap. 14 laps this race.
Yeah, those Audis have shown some real pace at Dragon Trail. And clearly showing it
as
up
well,
here.
showing the pace too.
Yeah, probably going to outbrake a bit to it. Will break into him.
Woods will
Leader gets a bit of a nudge.
That's the 7th. Percy starting to slip back. I think Percy might be actually causing a bit of a traffic jam further back. Not too bad.
Not yet, but there is that fear.
Hyde
fell into the gravel again.
So having had a decent start, Heidfeld is now out of the points.
Yeah, behind the privateer BMW now as well.
So we've already got 4 packs of cars. We've got the top 2 with their battle across the line now. We're going to see Bianchi and the guys between 3rd and 7th about to cross the line in front of us right now. There they are. And the rest of them, the midfield to the back.
Looking up the inside of Heidfeld and
move.
That's
3 places. Surely that was 2 places.
I think it was only 2.
Either way, very good nonetheless.
Oh, yeah.
Bianchi
He's already
now
ahead
got
of
McNish
Nielsen
to contend with.
Yeah.
As the
Well,
mix.
I don't think Bianchi's going to keep him back. Those Audis are looking insanely fast at the moment.
Front-wheel drive hatchback, front-wheel drive coupes. First time I've seen them sort of do a decent level of battle. Early days in the European Formula, along with some World Touring Formula cars there, the BMW and the Scirocco. All in one picture, nicely presented, but the leaders are still pulling away there.
Nice to
Percy
see that
down
the
to
Peugeot.
9th.
Oh,
Ingram's gone ahead there.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Peugeots, well, at least one of them's doing very well at the moment, currently up there in the top 5.
Yeah, the iRacing YouTuber Esteban Ordonez is not having the best of days, but still not that far back. But then the other rookie, Radicic, well, they're all rookies in this championship, it's the first time, but most of the guys in the field have some level of touring car or hatchback pedigree. Radicic, with some V8 competition in Australia, decided to switch codes, so to speak, and we got one of the best drivers online. Normally it's a good advert, but not right now for computerized racing. I look forward to your letters. But Grondom has now got Morris. Well, wait a minute.
On the outside. He's gone ahead of Bianchi.
McNish up to 3rd. Apologies. Those Audis do look slightly similar. Might have to put a word in there. But McNish up to 3rd, and that's going to be looking good for Audi in Italy.
Audi in Italy?
So just for some context, guys, I'll go through some of the stuff that was said in the driver's briefing, notably the curb usage for the waterfall turn. That entire inside runoff bit is fair game. So if you see people that you would naturally deem to be cutting the corner, they're not.
It does look it, but I think given the amount of, well, it's not grass, so, go for it. And I'm assuming you would do the same as well, Swinny.
Oh yeah, that's my preferred line through that corner, is just to slam as much as the curb as possible and run over the sausages.
Ingram looking very good in the Scirocco. Hopefully there's not too much of a put-off for the other championship he's taking part in. You know his role in your team there. No doubt the eyes on the prize there too.
Yeah, we're just seeing this as good track time for him, so he can, take lessons learnt here today in this Scirocco and use them tomorrow in the Mazda.
Both the European races happening today, Saturday, the Worlds will compete tomorrow, Sunday. And hopefully the weather will be as good looking as it is right now. McNish closing in on
Yeah.
the Morris Scirocco.
Looks unlikely he'll catch his teammate, but starting as far back as he did outside the top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the halfway mark almost there. Grandhomme is, for want of a better expression, gone. Bianchi's on board. Kubica in 5th. Dalmas now 6th with Nilsson 7th.
And quite a gap then back all the way to Ingram, who we were just speaking about before. I'm so proud to see that the Peugeot, at the very least one of them, has managed to sort either the setup or the way the car is has been built out. It's been doing fantastically well.
There's
including
another
Gavin
one,
as
privateer
well.
hands, of course, but
Yeah.
Percy now falling back behind that. Very good qualifying. I mean, this was to be expected of the privateers to be there or thereabouts, not running away with it like they were at Dragonville, which was all good to see. Liuzzi 12th, Capelli down to 13th, whilst the other Vigan has a decent points haul.
Not over for that position yet. It's going up the inside.
And the back of the pack now spread out more than before. Capelli round the outside of Percy. Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That Ford is definitely struggling at the moment. That was all too easy to go around the outside. Capelli's about to make mince of him as well.
Capelli should be making a bit more mince further up the
McNish is
field,
already
if I'm
past
honest.
Morris.
Winkelhock ahead of Liuzzi. So McNish, yes, we've missed that, but no doubt we'll get the replay shortly. Here we go. Obviously, I moved down the inside for turn 1, much like no doubt the Grandhomme move. I know we missed it in the box, air conditioner fumes notwithstanding. There he goes. It's now an Audi 1-2. It's looking very 2011 World Endurance Championship.
They're not far behind Grandhomme. It's not out of the realms of possibility that he might catch his own teammate. Great showing for Morris though in the VW.
So with Mauro Heidfeld, was there ever a discussion, Swinny, with him about how the tyres behave compared to the Worlds? Very much his domain back in the day.
Yeah, I think that's basically his biggest learning curve, going from the Goodyears, which are a harder compound in the World Series, to these Michelins, which are a little bit softer. Yeah, that's basically been his learning curve. Is he's not quite realised just how much grip he has on occasion because of the softer compound of tyre.
End of lap 7, we're almost halfway there, but the Audis look to be embarrassing the rest of the field.
Oh, he's caught right up to Grandhomme in this entire lap.
I wonder if the dip in performance is similar then. Down the
making a
inside,
move. That's
Parabolica.
very early. Oh, McNish just went, well, I've come all the way back here.
What a drive.
This is fine now. Yeah,
decent
fantastic
qualifying,
drive.
but did not we expect that?
Did Grandhomme make a mistake somewhere? Because he was 4 seconds down in in the last 2 laps so far.
You seeing any behaviour on the Audi wall that looks slightly different to what it normally should look like, Swinny?
Yeah, they're happy.
I'm referring to the Grandhomme side of the factory.
No, they're concentrating, but they're still like ecstatic with the fact that they've got a 1-2 going on right now.
Very rare. I mean, I'll have to have a look myself, but World Touring Cars 1-2s didn't really happen that often, and it's still relatively fresh days for the Euros, so good when it happens, but less frequently.
Good little four-way battle here with the Peugeot, really giving the BMW there, Kubica, a bit of a hard time, although could well be that it's Dalmas on Kubica, yes, but Bianchi could be holding them up here. There seems to be a bit of a cork in the bottle.
Now, what appears to be happening here, if I look at the map, Morris is closing in on Grandholm now.
It does look to be the case.
Not close enough when we look out the window.
Kibitz are going to make a move now, you wonder. Although, going to defend Bianchi into turn 1.
Yeah, that move was not on unless we see... Okay, there's Nelson down the inside of Dalmas, but the switch back...
says no. Closing the door
Ingram and Tassi further back, 8th and 9th. But the Percy Ford down to 13th.
Just ahead of Heidfeld. You would put your money that Heidfeld would get past, but let's see.
So I'm wondering if Guvan, doing well in the Vodafone Privateer Peugeot, could be switched early with Barbosa, who, well, was pretty much a no-show at the Dragon Trail, but...
I think that's unlikely. It's the first season at this championship. They're all going to be finding their feet. I don't think it'll do drivers or teams well enough to swap drivers mid-championship at the moment.
Now, unless something really stupid happens, the top 3 are locked in. In what order, we still don't know, but McNish looks the favourite so far. Underneath us, a bit more spread out.
Very wide there from there might be a better line for him. Sergio's up the inside of Kubica here.
Here's the move on with Dalmas. But remember, switch back, and there goes Nilsson.
Yeah. Always a risk. And Dalmas has now dropped it back to 7th place.
And that's why we turn left at Maggiore and not immediately right onto the backstretch.
Aye, aye. Dalmas pay Nilsson back for that, we wonder.
Waterfall coming up, so the top speed on that Peugeot, there we go.
It's very much, yeah, it's back through. Very well driven there by Dalmas.
The dividends of that inside of the hairpin on that waterfall.
The other factor there being for that move is the Peugeot is actually quite a bit lighter than the Volkswagen, which will affect its braking zones naturally.
Lighter than it was in Dragon Trail?
No, I think they haven't changed any, unless they've found something development-wise on the car. As far as I'm aware, I can only speak relatively between one car and the other, in that the Peugeot is lighter than the Volkswagen. I couldn't give you exact numbers.
Nielsen getting a bit loose there. Explains why he went wide out in the lap earlier as well.
Ingram through the Parabolica, completing the lap with 4 to go.
Heidfeld back down to 15th. Really is not enjoying being at the rough neck of the places right now.
One solitary point. It's not going to look good for the manufacturer championship if this is the form. He really needs to be higher up to get the 10th slot, because it's still reverse grid time. Same rules as the world, same points as the world, so the fastest lap still in Grandholm's hands, despite losing the lead and not losing second place to Morris. On board. Move cam. Heidfeld.
Unfortunately, I think the Civics and the Fords seem underdeveloped. I know the Privateers, but they don't seem to have the speed as Heidfeld just slips up the inside of Winkelhock.
It makes Heidfeld's current scenario a bit more devastating if those are underdeveloped cars that he's trying to race against when Kubica is putting the work in the top 5 in the other car.
But as we've seen with Kubica, he's struggling to overtake a car that might seemingly be slower than him. They definitely have better drive throughout the corners, but to get onto the straights, they don't seem to have anything, these BMWs at the moment.
Surge towards the
Here
braking area
comes,
for
here
turn
comes
1.
Civic again. It almost exemplifies my point. It's just they don't have the grunt coming out the corners. And that Civic is likely to be right back through, yeah. Oh, a bit of a bang there. Poor old Percy.
Had to be prepared for that, the switchback. We've seen it happen numerous occasions this race. No doubt it'll happen again for race 2.
Unfortunately, it happened, I think, more because Winkelhock mistimed his overtaking and went into the side of Percy.
I think with this battle, we're missing what's happening for the top 4, or between 4 and 7th. They are still close, heading towards the rabbit ears now. Bianchi, Kubica. So technically that hasn't changed, but it's just doesn't seem to be stopping every time we look out the window.
Well, I think, again, with Kubica, if he gets past McGann there, he'll disappear. I think he really is just being unable to overtake, and it is, unfortunately, seemingly down to getting some bite off the corner. They just don't seem to have it, the BMWs at this event at the moment. Such a strange line for the Sirocco, but the BMW is getting swallowed by the Peugeot again.
Is the switch back on? Bit of a naughty move.
Oh no, that's
instant karma's gonna get you, Dalmas.
Yeah, can't really strong arm your way through there. He's tried that a few times now. You gotta pick your battles. I would have probably waited for the waterfall for that. It seems like a better place to overtake. All he's done now is just cause himself to fall off, although not a million miles away.
Top
And
end
they are
speed.
now they're catching Morris, aren't they?
They certainly look like
Morris.
it's that
I'll make a move
1-2
there.
with lap and a half of goodness to go. In the bag for Vorsprung durch Technique. There's McNish, there's Gronholm. That gap hasn't got closer,
Hasn't changed, no. And
but
Morris has dropped off some pace. Maybe he's been told to save the tyre, save the engine.
or what could have been, but still good compared to Dragon Trail for the Dalmas Peugeot, nonetheless. A bit more spread out, so you'll see the Gouvan Peugeot getting some decent points, especially for a privateer team. But the other two still sort of almost magnetised to the back of the pack, going no higher. Ingram in 8th, bit of a wiggle on through the Parabolica.
Oh, Govan's down to 10th place. Let's say 11th place. He was in 10th at one stage. Still good placing for him at the moment.
So the battle looks like it's on for pole here. Nobody's holding back. No one's sandbagging. 1 lap to go. I think 2 cars at the back have kind of given up the fight, whilst the leaders go through the waterfall.
Yeah, the BMW will probably have to make a move now. It's not going to happen. But again, they are catching Morris. This might complicate things.
This will be the action for the last lap then, as we see Kubica try to power through this uphill section before the rabbit ears.
Yeah, we're about to see McNish cross the line as well.
What a day for Audi as
Oh.
Kubica gets up to 4th.
Finally completes the move. That's McNish.
There we go.
Oh, sorry, I missaw on the map there.
Yeah,
There are two
you're seeing
extremely slow
19th
cars.
and 19th and
Yeah.
20th just sort of pootling along, but in no way, shape or form are Audi pootling along. That's a 1-2 if ever you saw one. Here comes Kubica though. Morris looks like he's run out of puff before the line. It's going to be close. Oh well, how lucky is Morris?
You gotta wonder what happened with Morris there. I wonder why he dropped off so much. I mean, even engine saving, you wouldn't drop that much.
Swinny would be
Ingram and
happy
eighth.
with his team management skills getting Ingram across the line. No doubt Ingram did it all
Is he
himself, though.
holding up 2 drivers
Well then.
around the last corner? And Winklehawk
Never give up,
going
never surrender.
Yeah.
13th place,
Oh,
4
I was
points
gonna
in the
say.
bag. Grandhomme with the fastest lap still. He's
Yeah,
not technically a
Radishi's-
Grand Chelem for Audi as a driver, but looking good as, well, Audi are back. We can never say no more than that by the looks of it. We'll see you for race 2. On behalf of Christian Shepherd and Michael Swinnerton, Adrian Michael Reese here. Good racing, everyone.